Okay. Trying to think what else I can say. I don't think there's too much to talk about with my OCs. It's the big one. Moderate? Okay, is there stuff in the water? Oh, we gotta wait. I mean, I could find something to talk about with my OCs, I'm sure. Actually, in the... in exploring Gordai, I also was exploring Mesley, because I was like... basically, Rylu needs to... Okay, nothing on the ocean, thank God. I was like, Rylu needs to be, like... Gordai is a ghost. He possesses Rylu. Rylu needs to be somebody, be with somebody. When that possession happens, for other things to happen, and I don't have any sound. Oh, is this? Okay, I don't know why I didn't have sound. No, that's not what I wanted to do. No! Oh my god. No, don't, no. Editing Rylu, don't you dare cut it here. Oh god, no. No. Oh my god. That's no. No. I probably don't have to just repeat no. But, oh my god. Wow. Okay. That's embarrassing. But yeah, so Mesley was like, oh, I'll just throw Mesley in here. Then I was like, wait a minute, actually there's... Yeah, no, there's a little bit of extension or expansion on the character I can have, a little moment, which, like, I'm also thinking that the way I'll do this is that I'll release some comics, or release a, like, the comic, or, you know, a page of the comic, then also have these little short stories. I'll have the excerpts that take place during them, and, like, it might be like, you know, I mean, just a page of... might end up being a page of, comic, but there's gonna be some... But there are some things I cannot physically... I mean, I guess I could physically show them, but it would be extremely strange and distracting, and it would also be a reward for actually reading stuff, right? Like, the thoughts that are going through Mesley's head when Rylu gets possessed by a ghost, is a whole thing. But, oh, I am also thinking, though, I do have to be careful with, because I kind of ended that comic thing, and, or I kind of ended that short story off kind of quickly, and now I'm looking back and I'm like, maybe there's kind of a sensitive topic that I might have just sort of glossed over and made it, could be construed as being a bit too, like, that was a really easy way for this character's motivation to change. But yeah. Oh. What do you got for me? Hallucinogens? Yeah, enough about... Well, I don't know. It doesn't need to be enough about my OCs. But that being said... Yeah, I don't know. I have my whole naming matrix so I can come up with names easier. I made a list of what art things I need to do. One of them being updating my VTuber. And that's the big one. That's the real big one. 'Cause yeah. For the uninitiated, I stream. Hello. Twitch.tv/Rylu. With an underscore. So, twitch.tv/RAILU_. Sorry, I'm just remembering the last Halloween party I went to where I got... I don't know about drunk. I was teetering on the edge of drunk. Maybe. And there was a time I was trying to tell a friend, hey, this is my Twitch channel, and I was like, I threw in an extra letter at some point. Anyway, so I want to update it so my VTuber is, so my VTuber is animated, because, well, I mean, well, frankly, while we're here, actually, we could just, real quick, hello, I'm Rylu. This is my VTuber. My tail does not move. It's a problem. That's the main problem anyway. But I also want to have, because I did get, affiliate, I want to have, do I not have any food? Add a lime? Huh. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so I have multiple forms, and that's gonna be an alert where you can just, I don't know, I don't know what the amounts should be. Because I also, it's something I don't want to have to, because I'm going to have to manually change it. And either I get a Stream Deck, which, I mean, I should just get a Stream Deck. But I don't have one. So, get a Stream Deck and have a button for each form. Which, yeah, I mean, that would be good. But yeah. And I don't want it to be a thing of I don't want it to be a, I'm spending, a cumulative, hour of stream just swapping out, forms. But I also don't want it to be a thing where I'm stuck as one form for an hour. So, like, I mean, should it be 5 minutes? Should it be 10? Should it be 20? I don't know. 10 sounds good. 10 sounds good. 10 plus, you know, if I'm in the middle of something, you know, the assumption that, hey, I will, get to a point where I can pause and then Alt-Tab out and swap. And, you know, I also need to do emotes and other alerts as well. Also, we are done for this biome. So let's get the fuck out of here. Did I just end a deciduous? No, it was in a coniferous forest. Yeah, okay, so I was mentioning earlier about Minecraft. And I know I've mentioned it before, but Project Zomboid and Minecraft are two things that I think that could sort of replace or supplement the, this thingamabob. But, you know, we'll see. I could also just, you know, do a very long RPG. That can also work. Well, okay, the plan, I think, is going to be... Oh my god. The plan is going to be that I do one episode of Starfield every weekday, and then another series. When Starfield's done, I replace that with something slightly different. And I'm thinking like some Minecraft build things. I think that would be good. And then in between those Minecraft build videos, it can be like Project Zomboid, and some other things. And it can also be stream highlights. That can also definitely be a thing. It would incentivize me to go back and play some things I've already played, like Final Fantasy 7, 8, and 9. But yeah. I mean, the only potential problem, I think, with that is that YouTube sees that I am doing a lot of one particular game, and it likes that. So doing a lot of multiple things, YouTube might not like as much. But it's also kind of hard to tell. Of course, there's always going to be Star Citizen. And eventually, I can, like, softly commit to the Star Citizen exploration thing where you explore every planet in Star Citizen. But that's going to be... like, you know, Star Citizen 1.0 comes out, and there's however many systems, or there's however many planets. Well, there's however many planets in however many systems, and yeah, at that point it's, you know, It's also hinging on what kind of exploration gameplay, because if it's just Starfield, then that's not gonna cut it. Also, we gotta get some of these thingamabobs. These traits. Sorry. I also should say that I am recording this kind of last minute. This is a thing that happens. And I was writing story. And I got very into it. So, ended up taking quite a bit of my time. So, did I run past whatever thing? Didn't it say this was a moderate? Bro, this is far more than moderate, I'm pretty sure. There were some bugs, I think. But, I think I'm just gonna go here, because if I just get distracted by every little thing, then we're gonna be here forever. And I'm gonna end after this. Ooh, sorry. Okay. I was thinking about something. A woodworking project. I've got a bunch of things. I think basically my mom has some plans for the summer and is like, we gotta do these things, we gotta do these things. I'm not fast with these things. Admittedly, this is a thing. And, yeah, I don't know. So, this is something that's completely side project, but part of the deal is that I am cleaning up my workspace. I'm cleaning up my workspace, and I need to, I've got a lot of spare wood. A lot of spare wood from projects that, of like, I think actually a lot of like 2x10s and might be 2x8s and 2x10s. I almost want to say they might be 2x12s, but, in general, I've got a lot of wood. And in Minecraft, one of the things I was doing and was thinking about was like layering. So you have a pillar. So imagine, I guess, a table, and then you have some struts going from the leg Now imagine if you have 3 layers of struts. One that's going at 45 degrees, another behind it that's going at, you know, I guess what would it be, 30 or 60? Like 60 degrees, and then another that's going at, let's say, you know, 75 or 15. And that, I'm thinking I kind of want to do maybe a coffee table along the same sort of lines. Maybe not a coffee table though, but we'll see. I'm just thinking, like, you know what? I don't think my mom would like that, but I might like that for my room. I was like, I don't know if I have any space, but I'm thinking, you know what? I think I can make space for it. So, in particular, what I'm thinking is, there's just like, imagine a flat base, okay? And then you've got like a central strut that's off to one angle, and then, I guess potentially in the opposite angle, on either sides of that central leg, you have some struts going off at varying angles. And they go through the tabletop, and they go up and have shelves attached to it. And yeah, I think that could be fun and interesting to do. Just be very interesting. It's also, well, it's also interesting because the wine the wine cabinet thing, or bar cabinet that I was making for my sister, some of the shelves I was making a shelf that went wide instead of long, so it was the sides of the planks glued to each other, and, you know, honestly, it might be strong enough, really, for what they need, but that just ain't the proper way to do it. So, I need to use that wood, and so I'm going to make some boxes out of it, because that's just the first thing that came to mind. And yeah, I need to practice making boxes. But yeah, the glue, like, hot damn. I mean, some of the boards came off pretty easily, just because, like, it was, I mean, maybe the glue just did not get settled correctly for some of them. I think that could be that, but also, you know, it was maybe larger chunks than I should have done, and because of that, it's there was just enough leverage that made it really easy to knock the things off. Also, I haven't been looking to the skies at all, and I keep forgetting that there are sometimes there are flying things. But if I have my eyes in the sky, I'm not going to have my eyes on the ground to see these little bugs. There you go. Still not biome complete here, though, but... we'll come back to it if we need to. Ugh. Yeah, not too much else to say. One of the nice things is you're working with yeah, when you're working with 2x4s. Well, it's nice when you're doing a rapid joint or a lap joint, and you can just which for the uninitiated is just like a channel in a piece of wood. I think technically like a lap joint. Well, okay, a lap joint it's on the edge of the piece. And it's going to be when there's... Well, it's basically going to be when two rabbits enter... or when two rabbits meet up. Whereas a rabbit is just the singular one of these things. And you just put a piece of uncut wood, I guess, is that, if that's really the term, you would put that there. I've been doing rabbit joints. It's really nice when you, when they're square, so instead of taking on the table saw and having to cut, long strands, you can just... you know, you can just cut it, you know, on one angle and then cut it on the next, and boom, you've taken out a square material, and it's fine. I was trying to do that, and frankly, because the thing is also, if you have like a bunch of cuts to make, you have everything set up so that it can make that cut, and, you don't really want to mess around with too much stuff, but if you need to, you can, you know, adjust the wall, or you can adjust the fence so that you cut 1 inch, then you cut, 9/10 of an inch, and then, keep going just until, 7/8 of an inch, 6/8 of an inch, or 3/4, and just keep going. I like that works, but, well, it works better, I think, when you've properly planed your wood, and I never do that, because I don't, like, I've only got hand planers and an electric hand planer, not a table planer, and, like, if I had a table planer, I would plane everything all day, and be very happy about it, but I don't, so I just make it work. But yeah, yeah. Oh, also, biome is complete, so... Wasn't it the savannah? Okay. Oh, also with the coffee table thing I described earlier, so I'm still thinking about it. There are a few ways I could do it. Sorry, and I should say, that I do have Hmm. So I have a bunch of, like, again, I think they're probably 1 by, or 2 by 10s. Those were birds. I'm obsessing over the idea that they're birds. Hang on. Again, ocean does not have anything. I feel like the savannah would be a little bit easier just because it's more open, but I don't know. I should be a little bit pissed that, like, dude, I have no idea what I'm doing. I have no idea where to look for these things. I have no idea what I'm looking for. Lockjaw Grazer. Okay, good. I have seen it. It is not birds. But yeah. Oh, what is there? What else is there to say? Oh, the reason I would be pissed is because this is, like, actually, I mean, like, this is partially my own damn fault. Right? Like, really, I should have recorded this and then written the story, but also it did give me content for this, so that's... Yeah, I mean, I also, you know, I do think, to some degree, at the end of the day, it does kind of feel like, well, I don't know. It does feel like I've washed out, or I've washed up. All my content is being rehashed, rehearsed, or not rehearsed. It's not being rehearsed, trust me. And this is long enough of a video, so what the heck. But, yeah, it's, because I know that, you know, in stream I'm gonna have a conversation about this. You know, it's also one thing about streaming is that, I mean, like, I'm a small streamer. You know, most days somebody shows up in stream. I have regulars. Heck, I would even call some of the regulars my friends. Like, genuinely, seriously. I'm sure I've mentioned before that I do kind of think of friends as I'm a little bit more, like, if you're a friend, it means something. If I'm gonna call you my friend. But, you know, yeah, sorry, it's also just, like, I'm thinking about, I did have to ban somebody the other day. It was, well, okay. They made a stupid joke, but honestly, I was bad. I am an 18 plus only streamer, and, like, it's hard. I can't. The only way I can know if there's somebody who's under 18 is if they say it. And, like, I mean, the thing at the end of the day is that you have to be safe. If you're under 18, and frankly, if you're over 18 too, like, don't dox yourself, don't give out personal information, especially don't give out your age, because there's some people on the internet who, if you're under a certain age, you know, they take a more interest, and you want to stay the fuck away from those people. And, like, it is genuinely, like, banning like, keeping minors out of your chat if you're 18 plus, is just, it is safe for everybody. I mean, like, you know, and I should have, when I found out that that person was under 18, should have banned them immediately. It just felt kind of wrong to me, so I didn't. And then when they, because I think they said that, and then they kind of doxed themselves, and I'm like, what are you doing? I should have banned them then. It was stupid of me not to do it. And then they made a bad joke, and I'm like, I can't. Like, this is just, like, this is stupid. So, properly banned them. And, like, that was a thing. Sorry, my entire thing was I was gonna say that it's fun streaming because you can talk to people, but also, but in all fairness, there's also, things like that where, suddenly there's people you gotta look out for one reason or another. And of course, there's also, there's also an argument of, like, how, how you're influencing, like, how good of an influence are you on children? And, like, I would hope that I'm not bad, but also, because, like, I mean, I grew up on the internet with unfiltered access to the internet, and I think I turned out pretty okay. But also, there are some people my age that did not turn out okay. And that's a whole can of worms. That's frankly, like, I don't know, can get into at least some subjectivity. I don't know, it's a whole thing. Anyway, I'm tired. I need to edit some videos. I'm gonna pass out after. Until next time, have a good day, great day even. Chowskis.